The great and wondrous Vanus Galerion has a message for you. Greetings. This magical projection presents my current plan to my allies. Separated and alone, I decided to complete our mission, personally. I entered the Black Forge through a side door with the intention of destroying the great Shackle beyond. In case it needs to be said, the Black Forge creates all of Molag Bal's vile weapons, including the Dark Anchors and the Great Shackle. With the Great Shackle destroyed, the threat of the plane meld should come to an end. No need to concern yourself. I'm sure I have this well in hand. I imagine I've already destroyed the Great Shackle, and even now we're celebrating our victory over the Lord of Brutality. Yes, I'm sure that's what has happened. You there, please. I need your assistance. What a ridiculous question. I am the Great Mage's essence of health. The Daedra captured Vanus. They plan to use him to power the Great Shackle. To prevent this, Vanus divided his essence into 3 fragments. Vampires feed upon this essence and weaken it. Kill the vampires and collect the energy they siphon from me. Restore that energy to me and I can easily break free of these flimsy bonds. When Vanus Galerion was captured, he cast a spell that divided him into his 3 essential essences: health, stamina, and magicka. I am the Great Mage's health. Set each of these essences free, and we can make the Great Mage whole once more. While we are the essences of the Great Mage, we aren't the Great Mage himself. Not exactly. Separated into fragments such as this, we are weak, vulnerable. It wasn't long before we, too, were bound in magical chains. The Great Mage is a virtual powerhouse of magicka energy. The Daedra want to use that power to speed up and complete the plane meld, finally merging Nirn into Cold Harbor. But make no mistake, Vanus has simply delayed the inevitable with this ploy. You have returned. I had almost given up hope. Yes, I can sense its reinvigorating presence. Give it back to me and I shall free myself. Follow my light to the slave quarters. Then we can recover our essence of stamina.
You don't look like you belong in this awful place.
I sense the time to reforge the essences of the Great Mage has arrived. The essence before you has been used to feed the slaves and keep them working. Talk to the slaves and convince them to release my energy so that I can break free. If the slaves refuse, there is another way. The slave's taskmaster used a device to rip away my energy. The device can recover the energy, but doing so will destroy the soul-shriven you target. However, the device only works from a distance. Get too close, and you can't target a slave. What can I tell you that you don't already know? Vanus Galerion is the most famous, most powerful, most daringly courageous mage in the Mages Guild. His legendary exploits are, well, legendary. Weren't you listening? He's the Great Mage. There isn't anything he can't accomplish once he sets his mind to it. This particular conundrum is merely a minor bump in the road. Makes things more interesting.
I hate this so-called existence. I think the more pertinent question is, why aren't you more depressed? Why hasn't this horrible place made you so sad you can hardly breathe? Why? Why? There's gotta be something wrong with you. I hate this so-called existence. Not a chance, dunghead. It was given to me. Go find your own! Well, in that case, just make sure you shut down this damn forge.
I saw you eyeing my fire. It isn't very warm, but it's all we've got. Go find your own fire, stranger. Why? You don't look like you need it. Without it, I'll grow weak and wither away. Wait, that's what you want to happen. You want to hurt me. It will? I don't know. All right, take it. Take it and leave me alone.
I wish we could take longer breaks, but the work never ends. And what will you give me in return? What do you have that will keep me whole and strong enough to do the work that is required of me? Oh, and how will that help me? No, this doesn't sound like any deal I want to be part of. Now leave me to my work before I call the taskmaster.
Don't run off like that again, Alexis. You know that I worry so. Are we playing a game? Is this a new game, Alexis? You know how much I love games. Dear Alexis, why would I do such a thing? The energy makes me strong. I haven't felt this good in such a long time. Oh, Alexis, you remembered how much I love bright and shiny things. I never could refuse your requests. Take the energy and use it well.
I wish we could take longer breaks, but the work never ends. And what will you give me in return? What do you have that will keep me whole and strong enough to do the work that is required of me? Oh, so high and mighty. You think to take the place of the Taskmaster, do you? Oh, very well. Take it and get out of my sight. Some of us have to work for a living.
Escape? That's easy. Waiting for the right time to make your move? That's where the difficulty comes in. And how will that help this one see the escape plan to fruition? This one thinks you should bother someone else now. Always with the violence! Oh, your kind so predictable. Very well. Take it. This one hopes you choke on it.
Did you succeed? The Great Mage himself couldn't have done any better, but don't tell him I said that. After you return my energy, I will break free. The last fragment is trapped in the foundry. Follow my light and I'll show you the way. It's exquisite, but this has to end. The Great Mage must be made whole again so we can finish our mission. 4 seals contain the magic that binds me to this machine. While this essence is locked in place, they siphon my energy into the forge. Vanus divided himself to prevent them from using his considerable energy to power the Great Shackle. It didn't stop them from plugging this essence into the forge, however. Unlock the 4 seals and I'll be able to escape this damned machine. They plan to use the Great Mage to provide a considerable boost of energy to complete the plane meld ahead of schedule. Vanus divided his energy among the 3 essences, making each one worthless to the Great Shackle. It provides the power necessary to craft Molag Baal's vile implements of conquest. Daedric weapons, dark anchors, the components of the Great Shackle itself. And I am the source of this energy, at least while the seals of binding remain in place. It is a larger, more powerful version of a dark anchor, designed to complete the connection, to draw Oblivion and Nirn together. bindings. They feel brittle, less powerful. Then these bindings can no longer hold me. This essence will join you, and then we can find the physical form of the Great Mage. Through the boiler tunnels waits the mighty Guardian, Kothutwilk. Defeat the Guardian and open the cage that holds our physical form. I can lead you to the Great Mage. Just stay close and follow my light.
Insolent intruder! The mage belongs to me!
Health and vitality. Welcome back. And now stamina returns. How I've missed you, old friend. Much better. Now, follow me out of this foul place. Then we can talk. Perhaps I shouldn't have attempted this by myself. Yes, the Great Shackle, where the plane meld begins and ends. I thought I could deal with it on my own, but I was wrong. You have restored me, released me from captivity. With your continued help, we can end this threat once and for all. The time has come. The Great Shackle must be destroyed. Stay close and follow my every command. Taking down the Great Shackle, the primary conduit for the plane meld, requires precision and the careful application of destructive spells. As it so happens, I am a master of destructive spells. This won't be easy. Is there anything else you want to ask me before we move out? What can I tell you that isn't obvious? The Great Shackle is the ultimate version of Molag Bal's Dark Anchors. A massive weapon capable of completing the plane meld of its own accord. It would be a fascinating device if it wasn't so terrifying. They wanted to use my energy to power the Shackle. That indicates to me that the Shackle utilizes some form of energy. Disrupting that flow of energy may be key to destroying the Great Shackle. I'll know more once we get inside. The Shackle sends metaphysical chains of energy across the planar chaos to latch onto our world. While the Dark Anchors have been able to pull portions of Nirn into Cold Harbor, the Great Shackle has the power to steal our entire world! A barrier spell on the door? How pedestrian. Give me a moment and I'll open the way. I must be weaker than I thought. That took a lot out of me. Once we get inside, you take the lead. I need to conserve my energy for dealing with the Shackle. So I leave the hacking and slashing up to you. I don't have an unlimited amount of power at my disposal, so you'll need to deal with these brutes. We need to locate the source of energy that provides the power for the Shackle. Are you purposely looking for trouble? Or are you just as blind as a dead cave bat? Remarkable! This could be what we're looking for. Very interesting. It appears to be similar to the cage I was imprisoned in at the Black Forge. Examine this pedestal and tell me what you make of it. No! What have you done? Oh, wait! You reversed the energy flow. Good work! Now go upstairs and find the other conduits.
Don't mess with a street kid!
Is someone out there? I could use a little help in here. Hello? Can you let me out of this cage, please? I appreciate the help, and I won't forget this. I'll return the favor one day. You can count on that. I thought I would rot in that cage forever. What an excellent idea! You can count on my help. I'll go find Vanus and prepare myself for battle.
there! Over here! Would you be so kind as to open this cage?
We're the best!
You have my thanks, friend.
Someone needs to pay for locking me away in this dung heap. And I need to bust some heads, so I'm going to help you with your mission. I'll find Vanus and ready myself for battle.
Just give the word, and my hammer will be by your side.
I am proud to lend my magic to such great personages as you and Vanus Galerion.
I never expected that reversing the conduits would cause that poor creature to explode. Ah, well, live and learn. This door leads to the Great Mooring. We're almost there.
We meet again, fellow knight. Wonderful day to sally forth, wouldn't you say? Oh, you know, a hidden path, the odd secret door, and Bob's your uncle. Here I am. I heard you were going to attack the great Shackle. That's a quest worthy of a knight of my stature.
Let's move out! The Great Shackle isn't going to destroy itself, you know!
Have at thee, vile Shackle. We're going to give you a damn good thrashing.
Defend me while I cast this extremely powerful and fantastically impressive spell! Keep them off me. I have to concentrate, and even the least distraction can be disastrous.
over? Don't underestimate us.
Deal with those creatures! Must I do everything on this mission?
Is it over? Oh.
It must be electrifying to watch a master such as I while I work. I need more time. Don't let those creatures get past you. I did it! The great Shackle has been shattered! The threat of the plane meld is no more!
Jolly good. And as soon as you deal with the planar vortex, everything will be right as rain.
What? Explain yourself, man! What planar vortex?
The Shackle formed a planar vortex, kind of like an oblivion straw that will suck Nirn right through and into Cold Harbor. Quite amazing how I knew that.
Enough! We can discuss this back in the Hollow City. I'll open a portal before this entire place collapses on top of us. We have accomplished great things this day, my faithful friend. Was there ever any doubt? Between your skills and my formidable magical prowess, the destruction of the Shackle was a foregone conclusion. We aren't finished yet, however. Cadwell claims that we have more to do if we are to truly save Nirn. I would love to explore this lost city, but apparently we still have much to do. This planar vortex that Cadwell describes concerns me greatly. Let's head inside and formulate a new plan to deal with this danger. If what Cadwell says is true, our job isn't finished here. And I'm positive we got the Daedric Prince's attention at the Shackle. He won't be too happy about what we did to his toys. That means we need to hit him before he hits us. I need to consult with my colleagues in the Mages Guild. We need to gather whatever information we can on this planar vortex. I hate going into a situation blind. Let the mages inside know that I'll be joining them in a moment. I need to finish with Cadwell and the groundskeeper first. I don't know about you, but I find them both to be more than a little, peculiar.
With Vanus and the Mage's skill to aid you, you've gained a strong advantage in this fight. Do not underestimate the power of Vanus Galerion. He's accomplished many great things during his lifetime.
I don't understand what you people see in this city. I mean, compared to the rest of Cold Harbor, it's a bloody rat hole. I'm not entirely sure. I suppose it slipped my mind. Besides, I thought everyone knew about the planar vortex. You can't take 5 steps in Cold Harbor without hearing someone screaming about it. Of course, those screams are rather unintelligible. Oh, it's the planar vortex, the penultimate convergence, the plane meld between the worlds. I haven't been there myself, mind you, but honor tells me it's a nasty place, all those horrible Nern bits melting into the beautiful Cold Harbor scenery. It's already happening, my good chap, and the only access to the planar vortex is through the portal in Molag Ball's courtyard. Wait a moment. Are you thinking of assaulting the Lord of Scheme's labyrinth and going through the portal? Count me in!
I'm glad Vanus made it. I was afraid we'd lost the old braggart. Vanus and I go way back. I'm not sure we could continue this mission without him.
We all knew we'd be fighting for our lives and the lives of the people of Nern when we agreed to undertake this mission. I never expected anything different.
You must be the person who rescued all these people. We were part of Vanus Galerion's group before. Well, before everything fell apart. We appreciate everything you've done for us. The 4 of us, yes. There were many more, but, well, you've seen it out there. Even our fabled leader was lost to the harsh plain of Cold Harbor. We're all that made it back. What? You've got to be kidding. I saw him being torn away. There's no way they'd let him live. You must have him mixed up with someone. There just isn't any way.
Ah, my old friend. I thought we'd lost you.
What? It can't be!
So good to see you all again, my friends. I'm glad we all made it here safely.
Varney, you're alive. That's wonderful.
Ah, dear Nalia, my heart fills with delight at the sight of you. Yes, I am safe.
Where have you been, old friend? Trying to win the war all by yourself again?
Well, yes, but I ran into a bit of trouble. Our friend here showed up and lent me a hand.
Well then, you have our thanks. I'm not sure we could have gone on without Vanus.
Cheer up, dear Nalia. I'm here now. But our mission isn't finished. We have to destroy the planar vortex and end the plane meld.
Do you have a plan, old friend?
I know what we need to do. I'm just not sure how we go about doing it. We need to discuss this with the Fighters Guild. We need a council of war. I will take it from here, my friend. We have many things to do before we can assault the planar vortex. Continue to build our forces. I promise we won't march against Molag Bal without you.
look around you. See how the people brighten the streets with their very presence. It is good to have this place inhabited once again. King Dinar and Vanus have begun to rally the troops. They have called for a council to meet here in the Hollow City. There are decisions to be made, plans to draw up. The time for war fast approaches, and we need to be ready. If anyone who can help us remains in Cold Harbor, I am not aware of their presence. If you still wish to explore, however, you are free to do so. You shall find the Ayleid King and the Mage inside the cathedral. They await your arrival. Once you enter the cathedral, the preparations for the final assault to save Nirn will begin.
Buying, selling, trading.
Things have never looked worse.
Ah, darling. Perhaps you could say something to your companions. They refuse to let me participate in their little council. The Ayleid actually told me to shut up and be quiet. How terribly droll of the man.
This is so exciting. My first council meeting. At least, my first that didn't involve wood elves in a dark forest.
I'm curious to examine this plan that Vanus has come up with.
The probability that any of us will survive this adventure, based on every calculation I could reference, is exceedingly infinitesimal. Could be worse, I suppose.
All that work and worry, and here we are, helping the Mages Guild. It's like a dream come true. I can't wait to delve into a few more of these Cold Harbor dungeons.
I wish that Zur were here. He would have been shaking in his fur at the thought of going up against Molag Bal, but he also appreciated a good council meeting.
Look at this place. All fancy and formal. Everyone gathered, putting aside their differences to overcome a greater evil. How heroic. I expect this means that we're all going to die. Heroically, of course.
Let's make this quick. There's monsters out there that need killing.
The Mages Guild and Fighters Guild working together. I never thought I'd see the day. But with you helping us, I'm sure that everything will turn out fine.
It is time to have a revenge.
Vanus has assured me that his plan will work. We just have to put aside our differences and work together.
I heard there was an important meeting going on. I'm sure they meant to invite me. After all, important meetings lead to quests, and quests are my speciality. I'm always ready to smite evil and preserve the natural beauty of Cold Harbor.
With the slightest amount of assistance from the Mages Guild, I have figured out how to cross the chasm and reach the planar vortex. The effort, however, will require the work of our combined forces. King Dinar will explain everything shortly.
Welcome, friend. We need to discuss the preparations for the coming assault, but I wanted to wait until you arrived. Do you have any questions before we begin? We need to end the plane meld before Nirn is destroyed. To do that, we must deal with the planar vortex. To reach the vortex, we need to cross the chasm and get through whatever defenses the Dark Lord throws at us. I fear battle is inevitable. Well said, friend. Please, hold your questions until everyone who wants to has had an opportunity to speak. After that, we can debate the details as you see fit. Attention, please. I have called you all here because the moment of destiny fast approaches. The great Shackle has been destroyed, but not before a planar vortex was established. We must destroy this vortex before it sucks the very essences of Nirn into Cold Harbor. The Fighters Guild shall deal with the chasm's defenders, but blades have little power against magic.
And that's where my mages come in. Our scouts report that some kind of magical fixtures block access to the path across the chasm. Mages there already work on a way to overcome these fixtures, and we are prepared to lend our strength when the main force arrives.
A sound plan. Plays to our unique strengths. But this one wonders, what if the mages can't overcome Molag Bal's magic?
What a ridiculous question! Of course my mages can overcome this magic!
Ah, magic, the solution to all life's problems. I love magic, it's so magical.
I have absolute confidence in Vanus and his mages.
Thank you, your lordship. But to be honest with you, I'm not feeling as confident as Vanus about this.
We shall fight with all our strength. There is no other option. Lives will be lost, but hopefully a world will be saved. Know that the chasm is only the first stage of this battle. The planar vortex abides within the very heart of Molag Bal's lair.
Oh, this just gets better and better.
Darian, mind your tongue.
Darian only seeks to lighten a tense situation. Still, we have to try. To do nothing is to doom Tamriel to certain destruction.
Well, when you put it that way, there are a lot of lovely ladies that need to be saved.
Yes, well, be that as it may. We launch our assault on the chasm immediately. The king needs to talk to the champion, and I must discuss some final details with the mages. The rest of you have your own preparations to see to, I'm sure.
It is settled. We shall cross the chasm and make our way to the planar vortex at the heart of Molag Baal's realm. Now that you know the plan, I have a special request to make of you. This mission needs a leader. I want you to lead the assault across the chasm. We have asked so much of you, and you have already accomplished the impossible. But you are one of a very small few that I would trust with this task. I knew we could count on you. You have never disappointed me. But there is so much left to do if we are going to win this war. Still, with you leading the charge, we have an excellent chance to end the plane meld and save our world. With the combined forces of the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild, we must take the battle to Molag Bal and reach the portal to the planar vortex. It all starts at the chasm. Scouts are already in place, gathering information ahead of your arrival. It is a narrow, well-defended span of rock, swarming with Daedra and dominated by a gatehouse that blocks the way into Molag Bal's personal domain. Cadwell knows the region. He's a strange fellow, but I trust him. He's waiting for you at the chasm.